Welcome back to the Next Brave Step podcast. I'm so thrilled you're joining us for another inspiring conversation. Today, I have the privilege of chatting with Christiane David, one of the dynamic founders of Green Wealth Legacy. If you're ready to dive into financial empowerment and learn how to transform your money habits for good, you're in for a treat. Christiane and her sisters are on a mission to help high-achieving women achieve debt freedom and build sustainable wealth through confidence and clarity in managing their finances. They've created an incredible program designed not only to address the practical side of money management, but also to tackle the emotional and mindset challenges that often hold us back. In our conversation, Christiane shares her personal journey as an immigrant navigating the complexities of a new financial system, how her family overcame their own money struggles, and the spark that led to the creation of Green Wealth Legacy. From practical tools like their Mindset Money Map to deep insights on overcoming scarcity mindset, this episode is packed with wisdom and actionable advice. We also talked about the joys and challenges of running a family business and the surprising ways that money management can strengthen relationships and how small, intentional steps can lead to big transformations. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed by finances or simply looking for a way to up-level your money game, this episode is here to inspire and empower you. So grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea and let's dive into an amazing conversation with Christiane from Green Wealth Legacy. Hello, and welcome to the Next Brave Step podcast, the podcast that's all about turning dreams into action. I'm your host, Chelsy Wise. Now, this podcast is more than just something to listen to while you fold laundry. Instead, imagine I'm inviting you to join me in my kitchen, a space for genuine and transformative conversations. Here, with the sunlight streaming through the windows, margaritas and homemade guac on the table, we're ready to dive into stories and strategies that don't just inspire you to think about a better life, but give you the tools, motivations to go out there and make it happen. So pull up a chair, let's talk like old friends, and together we'll navigate the journey from turning dreaming into doing, one brave step at a time. Your adventure towards making your dreams a reality starts right here. All right. Well, welcome back to the podcast. I am here today with Christiane from Green Wealth Legacy. Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. How about you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody, kind of who you are and what you do?
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Chelsy. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Christiane David, and I am one of the founders of Green Wealth Legacy, a financial coaching company. We actually help high-achieving women to transform their financial habits and beliefs so that they can get to debt freedom by managing their money with confidence, and then they can build sustainable wealth.
Well, I love that. So you mentioned that you're a co-founder and you actually run this business with your sisters. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes, there's 4 of us girls, and I'm actually the youngest. And then right before me are twins, and then the oldest. So we have broken it down in pretty amazing flow in the company.
I have 4 younger sisters, so there's 5 girls in my family. So I can definitely relate to the ecosystem that is having a lot of sisters in the family.
Yes, I love that word, ecosystem. It definitely was growing up.
Yeah, it certainly is. So what inspired you and your sisters to start Green Wealth Legacy and, focusing on helping others like transform their relationship with money? Like that's a very specific thing. So I'm really curious as to like how that all came apart or it came together and like how it is working with your sisters.
Okay, so I'm very passionate about figuring out your life and living the best life, right? But we're immigrants. And so when we came into this country, first of all, growing up, no financial education. And come to find out, it's the same concept here. They don't really teach you about money in school here. So we walk into a new culture, a new landscape, and we know nothing about money. And we have to learn a new language. So compounding all of those things together, we made all of the money mistakes you can think of. And so it was really, really bad. And then one day we were like, because we've always been super close. So it's like we've moved together in all the places we've lived. Our lives have always been intertwined. So around the same time, we were like, this is crazy. We need to do something about these finances because this is not the American dream. We've heard of the American dream. This is not it. So we got into trying to get ourselves out of debt. We knew that the first thing was to get out of debt. And to do that, you have to bring more income. That's always the best way. instead of trying to trim on your expenses, bring more income. So we got into helping families pay off their mortgage. It was a really nice software company that we started working with. And we helped families pay off their mortgages so that they can pay it off in a short amount of time. So as we're doing this, and it was really fun, but we realized that there was a common thread to all these families. They kept coming back complaining that they didn't have money. To be able to sign up for this program, you have to have the right budget. And so, and we were in their finances, so we knew they had the money. So we were like, something is off here. And so the more we dug deeper, we realized it's really about how they're managing their money. It's not necessarily that they don't have money. And then why are they thinking they don't have money when they do have enough money to take care of everything that is planned? And so that's why we got into, we need to like help people realize it's not about how much money you make, it's how you manage it. But then there are things like impulse spending and not preparing for retirement. All of that, it really starts with your mind. If you don't set your mind to decide what you're going to do with your finances, then no matter what happens, you're still going to be feeling out of control. And that's when Green Wealth Legacy was born. We decided we're going to come together and we're going to create this program that is going to guide women, because we decided that we're going to work with the women. Now, sometimes we do work with couples, but we decided that we're going to guide women to realize, okay, first you need to get a hold of your emotions about money, and then you can gain confidence. That way you can manage your money and do whatever you want, design the life that you want.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. When did you guys move to the United States?
21 years ago, 22 years ago, actually. Yes.
How old were you? Like around what time part of your life?
I was 17.
Oh my goodness. That's quite a time to like come into this new culture. That's amazing.
It was a shock. To say the least.
Yeah, I believe it. So you talked a lot about mindset as far as, money and how you really have to have the right mindset coming into it. I know from coaching a lot of women over the years that scarcity is something that so many women struggle with. And you even said that earlier, that, it can feel like there's not enough. But when you really look at it from, a pulled back perspective or a balcony perspective, it was just really getting your mindset. So can you kind of explain or like show us like how scarcity can like a scarcity mindset can impact someone's finances and like their daily habits and decisions, and how it is that you guys really help combat that?
Yeah, I love that you said the daily decisions, because the scarcity mindset is very insidious. So it shows up in the most innocent things, and you think that that's just the way you are or just the way things are, but it's actually just like you're thinking of just from a negative point, from a negative side, right? So just like if you're thinking, oh, the economy is very bad right now, so groceries are expensive. So when you think that, you're feeling really like restrained, right? You go to the store and you just feel like everybody wants your money. I know I've seen a reel of this woman who's at the grocery store and she's packing all of her cart. And then she gets to the register and the bill keeps going higher and higher. I love that reel because it just like, she's like traumatized and she has like 5 things in her cart. But the bill is so high. She's like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Anyway, it's funny. But that is why it really perpetuates that idea that there's so things are so expensive. Life is so hard. So every time you're thinking of those thoughts, obviously you feel like restrained. You feel like you want to keep everything to yourself. You don't want to, spend money. So the scarcity mindset is really thinking that you don't have enough, that things are difficult to obtain, that you have to work hard to get something, and to just not be able to set goals because you don't think you can achieve them. You don't set financial goals because you feel like you can never make enough money to achieve those goals. You don't even prepare for a retirement. You don't have a well-funded savings account because you think you don't have enough money to save. It's like, are you kidding? You're trying to get me to buy groceries and pay for gas and save at the same time? I can't afford all of that, right? So you're constantly feeling restricted. And then when someone asks you to budget, you're thinking, I don't have enough money to budget. So all of that is really coming from this scarcity mindset. It definitely affects your finances, because if you don't save, you don't have peace of mind. If you're constantly thinking you don't have enough money, you have a hard time making financial decisions. And so you don't have financial confidence. You're not able to use your money to really bring joy. And when you pay your bills, you're feeling frustrated instead of feeling complete joy and gratitude that you actually have the money to pay the bills. So it's constantly affecting the way you're managing your money, how you're interacting with your money, and
Hmm.
it just kind of fuels itself.
Oh, man, I feel like you're like speaking directly to me on so many different levels here. And I can imagine that there are quite a few listeners that feel exactly the same. It's so easy to feel, I mean, finances as a whole and money as a whole is something that's almost like taboo to talk about in um, the United States because you're just supposed to like pretend that you've got everything and like it's all
Yeah.
okay. Everyone else has it figured out, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm gonna pretend that I do because everyone else seems like they've got it together. Um, so
Yeah. It's one of,
yes,
it's, I'm sorry, I was going to say it's one of the biggest lie of this society. Everyone, because you're an adult, you already know how to figure out your money. It's like, no, the money is something we should have learned in school. It's
hmm
definitely something. And if you didn't learn it in school, we didn't, you not knowing it is really okay. And you're not supposed to just know it because they've made it very complicated just so we don't figure it out. Now, some of us have had a really nice upbringing where their parents have taught them about money. But if you didn't have that, like we didn't, right? Our parents didn't talk to us about money. In fact, I don't think they even knew they should talk to us about money. And then we come here and it's kind of the same concept, like money is taboo. You never talk about how much you get paid, how you do, what you do with your money. If all of that is where you grew up in, then it's no wonder that it's really an uncomfortable conversation, even with yourself. So it's okay. That's just the way, that's normal. But then now we have to recognize, okay, I'm not weird or dumb if I don't understand how to manage my money well. I just need to learn. And that's really why I'm so passionate about this because it's like the biggest lie that is being perpetuated. Money is not supposed to just be known. You have to learn it.
I love that. So, do you guys have any tools or starting point that someone who's feeling like completely overwhelmed or advice and like where they can take that like next brave step forward in, finding, financial confidence and like
Yeah.
understanding their money? Do you guys have any tools or like where's the starting point now that we've kind of decided like, okay, and but gotten honest with ourselves of like, okay, I don't know what it is. I'm all about it. And that's okay because I'm not supposed to know everything. I'm not supposed to like read everybody's mind. But now that you've kind of gotten honest with yourself, like what's the next step? Like where do you start?
Yes. So we have a lot of different tools. And depending on what level of confidence you feel about how you're managing your money right now, but if you feel like, man, everything is out of control, the first place that you want to get started, and I mean, even for anybody actually, is to just kind of have an assessment as to what your numbers are. And I don't know about you, but I hear that a lot. Know your numbers. But that is really the best thing you want to do. It's not an overrated advice. You want to be really familiar with your income, how much you get paid, how often you get paid. Some people get paid every 2 weeks, some people get paid twice a month. Those two things are very different. And then you want to know your saving rate. And if you're not saving, that's fine, right? But you want to know your expenses. You want to know your yearly expenses. Some expenses don't get paid, only get paid every 2 years. You want to know that. You don't want to be surprised. So you want to know every single one of your numbers. You want to know how your money goes in and out. So what are you spending on and what you're not spending on? Your online purchases, your credit card purchases, your cash purchases. So usually in our program that we work with women, we have them look at their expenses for the first 30 days that we work with them.
Hmm.
And it's just looking. You don't want to bring judgment in because that's going to refrain you from looking any further. You're literally
Hmm.
investigating yourself. Just have a lot of compassion and pull back and just observe how you spend. And you need to do that over a period of time. So it's not something you're going to just figure out in 1 week. I really
Hmm.
advise to do that over a 30-day period is a good time. And it's very uncomfortable at first. So you might quit halfway through or maybe the first 2 days. But if you're serious that you want to make a change, you need to be aware. Because what happens is once you like realize, okay, this is how I spend money. Now you want to ask yourself, okay, how do I feel when I spend the money this way? And you need to be honest with yourself. If you don't like it, It's because you're not in alignment with your true self. And your true self is just really your values. You need to identify what your values are. And when you look at the way you're spending, you're going to realize if you're spending in alignment with your values or if you are in opposite direction. And that's when you'll see why you have so much mind drama when it comes to your spending. And once you really have that figured out, now it's just a matter of finding out that motivation, that why, that reason why you want to create some kind of change. But just having that awareness and just knowing that, okay, this is not how I really want to spend my money, that already gives you a lot of confidence because you're like, I know myself. I'm getting to know myself, right? And if you do it without judgment, you can even have more gratitude and realize I can observe my mistakes and have peace with it. That's huge. That's a
Yeah, it
huge step.
almost has like a mindfulness like approach to it of like just noting. Do you suggest that we like look at our finances every single day, or is this like if you're doing that 30-day period, is that something you check in once a week and like record everything, or do you suggest like tracking like money as you spend it or at the end of every day? What tools? What's the best approach?
Okay, I love that you asked that because if you're just starting out, it's going to be daunting to try to do it once a week. So yes, you want to go ahead and do it every day, and
Okay.
it's going to feel a little weird. And that's why we've created this journal that I call the Mindset Money Map, because with the Mindset Money Map, okay, so it's not helping you, it's not making you track your expenses. That tracking your expenses is something you can do on yourself. You don't actually need like a specific document for that. But the Mindset Money Map, what it does is every day, instead of spending an hour, because when you hear tracking your numbers, you're thinking every single minute you're going to be in your banking app and that's going to take all your days. You already have so much going on. But we've realized you can only reserve 7 minutes a day and you are good to go. You can do that at the beginning of the day, at the top of the hour, or you could do it at the end of the day. You take the Mindset Money Map. It walks you through our framework that we use to create our program, to work our program through awareness, clarity, consistency, and transformation. 4 steps. And it gives you prompts that you want to think about. You can journal them. I always love journaling because as
Me
you
too.
write, you are imprinting the truth on your mind. So writing is really powerful. But so you want to follow the prompts, and then there's like action steps that you can take to check in with your finances. Sometimes it's going to ask you what goals you want to set, what intention you want to work on for the day, or an action step could be open your bank account and look at your expenses, or check if there's no surprises. There are always surprises, especially around the holiday season. There are always surprises. Somebody is always trying to charge your account without your permission. So check on your bank account every single day. But the Mindset Money Map is really a good guide to help you realize, to check in with your finances every day. And it comes with a quick 10-minute video showing you actually how the framework is broken down, which helps you. You can go back to the video every time, but it helps you picture, okay, what I'm doing now is awareness, and then I'm going to move on to clarity, and then I'm going to move on to consistency, and I'm going to create transformation. And you can do that every single day. So it's really, really impactful, and it's only taking you 7 minutes every single day.
I love that. I love that it's short, bite-sized things instead of like this big, daunting, like overwhelming thing. I think it's so easy to get overwhelmed by something that you're so like emotionally invested in. Um,
Yeah.
and to be
Yeah.
able to just like take those very intentional steps inside of a framework that's like proven, like chef's kiss. I love it.
Yes.
Um,
Exactly.
so is this something that someone can get from you guys? The Mindset Money Map. What was it called again?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's Mindset Money Map. And I
Mindset Money
love
Map.
it because it combines money and mindset together. And it's kind of like your map to confidence, right? And I love that you called it bite size because it is. You don't have to spend too much time on it. You do it 7 minutes and you eventually realize, oh, wait a minute. I'm checking on my money every day and I don't have all the feelings.
Yeah.
So that's a great accomplishment. But you can get it on our website, www.freedomwealthlegacy.com/MMM.
Love it. Very easy. We will
Yes.
also make
Yes.
sure we link that down in the show notes below if you guys are interested in getting it. And this is a completely free resource, right? That
It's a
anyone can.
totally free resource.
Oh,
Yes.
I love that. And so does that take you through like a whole 30 days then of
Actually,
daily
we've
actions, or is
created
it?
where, yeah, so it's just like you can duplicate it because
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that it didn't feel overwhelming. So we've
Okay.
made it very simple. So when you do download it, you can duplicate the pages and make sure you have enough for 30 days. And let me tell
Okay.
you, if you can go through it 30 days, and even if you do 7 days in a row, please find me on Instagram, DM me and tell me that you did it for 7 days in a row. I want to cheer you on because that is super exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like such an amazing tool that can make such a difference in someone's confidence, especially if they're maybe like not ready to like have someone else look at their finances, because that can feel so embarrassing. I know from previously where like my finances just felt like they were a hot mess. And it's like, I don't like before I hired an accountant, I was like, I am so scared for anyone to even look at this because I don't even understand what all's going on. And I feel like I've made so many terrible decisions, and impulse buys and stuff. But to be able to have a tool that, gives you the confidence to look at it without any judgment and to like help you kind of like take the emotional part of it out of it and just look at the numbers and then bring the emotion back into it so that you can have that clarity and confidence and everything, I think is so powerful for someone to, start to take those first little baby steps into transforming, their entire life, really.
Yeah. And that's why I feel so honored to do what I do with my sisters because we call ourselves the squad, right? We're super tight. We're into each other's lives. We're into each other's numbers. Like like I want to say our rule, but like our code is your money is my money. And it's always been like that. Like we don't make a big deal about nobody's money. So we feel really involved in each other's lives that way. But I feel so honored working with the women that we work with in the couples, right? And the families that we work with because they really allow themselves to be vulnerable. And that to me feels like the ultimate level of respect. I am so honored working with them. I appreciate them so much because it's really it's like going to the doctor, going to the gynecologist, and you have to be completely vulnerable. But you know that it's going to profit you, it's going to support you for your future. And then when we get like compliments from our clients, like we have a husband who said that he loves the program. They've changed so much. He's able to create a level of satisfaction with the way he's managing his money. He's no longer trying to, because they were always in the habit, this one specific couple, they were in the habit of eating out a lot without checking. And then after working with us through the program, they realized we can still eat out, but we can spend more family time together while we're making food at home. And
Mm,
it's been like really awesome for them because they're like their bonds have gotten tighter. And so, yeah, he's really impressed with it. And like, I just feel so moved when I see the
yeah.
result of this framework into their lives.
I love how that's changing like different aspects of their lives as well. Like it's so much further reaching than just your bank account number. It's really, your fulfillment in life and like your relationships with not just money, but your people in your life as well. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. It seems like it would be just so fulfilling to be doing what you guys are doing. And I'm so excited for you. That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's really why we named our program Sapphire Design because I love the stone itself. It
Hmm.
actually comes in multiple colors.
Hmm.
And super cool. And so we were like thinking, this program really allows us to tailor the framework to your personal situation. No one person comes to this program and goes through every single step the same way. We make sure that depending on where you are emotionally and mentally and financially, we tailor completely to you. So it's not one size fits all. And then you decide how you want your future finances to look like. So you're really designing your life on your own terms. And that's why the program is called Sapphire Design.
Oh, I love it. Sapphire's my birthstone too.
Oh, how funny. That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So where can everyone find you online? We will have your mindset money map link down below, but where, if anyone is just listening to the podcast, where can they come find you on social media and all of the things?
Okay, so on social media, Instagram is at Green Wealth Legacy. Facebook is at Green Wealth Legacy. And then LinkedIn is Green Wealth Legacy as well. And then our website is greenwealthlegacy.com. Very
Super simple. I love it. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So I have a question that I have been asking all of my guests on my show, and it's kind of a weird question, but I love it. As you can tell, I love plants. So if you were to be a plant, what plant would you be?
Okay.
No,
See,
it's an odd one, but
I love that. Okay. I think so. I did some research on this, and I would be a Monstera deliciosa.
ooh, fancy and
Yes,
pretty. I
I
like it.
know. I was like, oh, okay. Because I went into this. Actually, I used AI to figure this out, and it was really fascinating because it was like asking me all these questions. And so the reason I picked that specific one is because it's saying that I am like really reserved. I'm actually an introvert, which is really funny because most people think
Mhm.
I'm an extrovert person, but I'm a sneaky one. So I am an introvert, but I love to make people feel at home and comfortable. And that's why I picked that I'm a Monstera deliciosa.
Ooh, I love it. I have 2 of those in my bathroom right now. I've moved almost all of my plants to my bathroom right now for Christmas, except for my one right here at my office. But,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I've got like a little
I
jungle going on in there right now.
I tried to make my room a jungle, but I have a bird of paradise that has given me some anxiety this winter, and I'm hoping it survives the winter so I can repot it
Yeah.
because I didn't realize it needed repotting until
Mm.
it was deep into the fall, and I was like, I don't want to mess it up. But now it's dying on one side, and I'm like so
Oh,
nervous.
shoot.
I'm like, please hang on, hey, we're so close. A few more months.
Yes. Oh, I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. I really, really appreciate you coming on and sharing about your journey in becoming an entrepreneur, but then also really diving deep into, how women specifically can start to gain financial confidence and really take control of, how they're saving and spending money to really change their lives. Like, that is amazing. I want to highly encourage all of you guys to download their Mindset Money map. We will have that in link down below. And we'll
Thank
have
you.
all of your links for everyone else. So thank you so much for joining me. And we will see everyone on the next episode.
Thank you so much, Chelsy. This was super fun.
Thank you. That wraps up today's episode of The Next Brave Step. I've truly enjoyed having you join me on this journey. Here at The Next Brave Step, we don't just talk about our dreams, we take bold actions towards them every day. Stay connected by hitting that subscribe button and dive even deeper with us by becoming part of the Next Brave Step Insiders group on Facebook. Let the insights and energy from today's conversation ignite your next brave step forward. Remember, every small step is a vital part of your incredible journey. So get out there and take that next step forward. You're never alone. I'll be right here cheering you on. I'll see you in the next episode.